Oh, hey everyone, Jamie Phillips, Action Auto Parts, leaving the hospital over here, been to the pain clinic part of it. So, the time when I was down in my back hurting so bad, the quickest I could get in was March the 3rd. So thank God before then, it's eased up a lot, but it's still, I'm experiencing some discomfort, some pain. Like right now, my lower right back's hurting, but not unbearable like it was before. So finally got my appointment and got all of that stuff done. So I'm heading back to the parking lot. I already had a few phone calls I had to mute, or had it on mute, but sending messages of that deal a little bit before I called them back. I want to know if I'm going to be open. So hopefully today's going to be a successful day at the junkyard. But since I got out a little earlier than I thought, I've not been to Harbor Freight in quite some time, and long story, but they kind of made me mad about something. So, and I hadn't really needed anything, but a couple of things that I did need, I got it at the local Tractor Supply. Like I bought a Sawzall and some things like that. So I had gotten an email saying that they had missed me, and they was going to give me a 25% off of any one item in the store just to come back. But by the time I got the email, it was like the 28th, I think, and it expires tomorrow. So I thought, well, I'll go in and look right quick. 25% off. And then I got one last night where my birthday's next week, and said I had a $15 off birthday coupon that could be used with any other promotion. So I'm like, $15 and 25% off. So I'm gonna go in and spend just a few minutes and see if I can't find something that will help heal the hard feelings. I know it's business, and it's not like it's a huge deal, but when they first opened, they was like, hey, you want to fill out for a credit card? And I did, and I got it. It was not a large amount, but that was fine. And I had bought 2 generators and a cherry picker and all kinds of tools and accessories there. And then I get an email that they had lowered it. And the thing I guess that bothered me the most was it hadn't been long before that I was at my bank, and I had gotten a line of credit just to be able to buy more inventory if something came up that was really a good deal. And my loan officer was like, hey, because I've been self-employed a lot, so dealt in a lot of cash. And she's like, hey man, your credit score's really coming up. Yeah, you're doing good. And I thought, that's awesome. I appreciate that, because throughout my life, that was something I didn't worry about, honestly, a lot. Because like I said, I had private individuals, let me get in the truck, that backed me on real estate and things like that. And I'm not bragging, but Lord, I probably borrowed at one time, I'd be in debt $500,000 on real estate, and it wasn't a big deal. So when that got lowered, and as much as I used it and paid, I never paid just the minimum payment. I always paid more. And then when that happened, I was like, what the deuce? As much as I've been buying over there and using my credit card, but always paying it off a lot faster than, the norm, it kind of irritated me a little bit. So when Tractor Supply opened, they didn't even mention it out there. I just thought, hey, since we got a Tractor Supply, having a little credit card might be handy. And so I applied for one, and they called me, and the woman's like, well, you're approved, but I guess they got 2 whatever. So she said, you're approved, but I can only do $2,000. I said, huh? She said, well, you're approved for $2,000. I said, okay, that's fine. I'll never spend that much at Tractor Supply. I mean, I don't want to run up a bunch of debt, but, you know, at Harbor Freight, it was handy because, like I said, if I needed a generator and they're not cheap, you know, I could put some cash with it and charge it, and then I'd have, you know, a few months to pay it off. But, so that kind of was like, man, I've been over there doing a bunch of business, and they lowered it from $500 to $340. But then I walk in another one, and they're like, yeah, here's $2,000 line of credit. And I know some of y'all may have a lot more at Harbor Freight or Tractor Supply, but for me, that was satisfactory and would suit and meet all my needs. But it just bothered me because I was thinking, you know, if I'd been late on payments or only paid the minimum due, then I could see them maybe readjusting it. Their only thing is like, well, they reevaluated it. And I'm like, yeah, but I just found out a couple months ago that my score had really went up quite a bit because of doing some of the things that I've been doing. So anyway, I don't know. And like I said, I hadn't had a huge need to go back to Harbor Freight. But there was a couple times I guess I could have went, and I was like, nah, screw it, I'll do without it or whatever. But anyway, I digress. Now I'm going to stop in, since I have got a 25% off We Want You to Come Back coupon and a $15 birthday gift. And I'm going to see, it seems that my little red jump box that I had that was really handy is just a little handheld one. Like in the junkyard, if you needed to pop a hatch or a trunk on a car that didn't have the key for it, you could just hook that up to the battery cables hanging there, and it was always enough to pop that open. Plus, it would, you know, you could jump a car with it. And it seems that one of my last employees had mentioned it one day, and I was like, I haven't seen it. And they're like, oh yeah, it's in your truck. Yeah. It, along with a bunch of gas jugs and other stuff, disappeared. So I need to get something like that again. So I may look at one of those and just see how this works out with the discounts and what have you. And I had done paid my card off, so I may put it back on my card just to, I don't know, man, it shouldn't be much, because if I get 25% off and $15 off. But I want to do that real quick, go in Harbor Freight, and then answer a couple of these phone calls. I told them it'd be a little bit before I called them back, and then get to, ooh, watch out now. Yeah, them two there just about got married in the lane to the right of me. Well, if that one there would slow down, he ran right up on that other car trying to pull in there to the electric company. And he's definitely going faster than what the speed limit is on this street in Danville. And I don't never take a chance on this one because they will pull you over. But anywho, you know, unfortunately things came up missing, and so you got to replace them. You know, it's one thing if you use something and it wears out, or you're using something and it tears up, even though you think that it shouldn't have, but then that's one thing. But when you've got something and you've been using it and it disappears, and you're told, oh no, it's here, when it's not. And I'll put it this way, if I ever find it, then I'll come back on and say, I found it, I made a mistake. But I know where 6 of my gas jugs went, because they admitted to that. I just never got them back. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just part of life, I guess. You give people an opportunity, and sometimes it works out great, and sometimes it doesn't. But I'm pulling into the old parking lot for speed bumps and knock you nuts out. Harbor Freight. And I'm going to run in there and see if I can't find something to spend this free money on. And then head back. So I might just make this in one. I didn't really mean to talk for almost 10 minutes, but here I am. I didn't have nobody else to talk to, so I figured I'd talk to you all. But I will probably do something a little bit later on today, see what I got going on. Y'all have a good one. Please give me a thumbs up and leave that comment. It's always, I like reading those. And please subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.